I immediately use that as a weapon verbally to them. Immediately. That then causes friction.
I think, it's going to cause issues.
It causes friction and escalates the situation massively.
Gynecologist that got suspended for refusing to treat a transgender female.
So a man?
Basically, yeah. So she didn't have the part.
Far right. You could use that in the context of Islam. You have terrorists and then you just have Muslim.
Yeah.
Muslims aren't all terrorists.
Exactly.
With a trans person being in that room, so you either provide another room for them or they have to go into the males. And
I 100% think.
I assure you.
So I agree with you, but just to play devil's advocate.
Oh, it enrages me. Like I'm actually like pent up. Wow. I mean, you can't predict obviously what somebody's reaction's going to be, regardless if you know them or not. But
and welcome to the Confessional Podcast.
I'm Rick. That's Kimmi K. We're going to get straight into it because we got some interesting shit to talk about today. But Kimmi has a confession.
I've got a confession.
This is Kimmi's confession. From a stranger, by the way, not from Kim.
It's not my confession.
It could be. And you could just be disguising it.
Be.
Where's it from?
It's on the website.
Okay.
We left it in the website.
In the submission form. What's the website? www.theconfessionalpodcast.co.uk.
Is it .co.uk?
Or is it .com?
I don't even fucking know.
It's .co.uk, isn't it? I apologise, yeah.
It's .co.uk.
You can put in any confession in a submission form on the website confessionalpodcast.co.uk and we will read them out.
We're so shit, aren't we?
Well, you're so shit.
Right, are you ready? You ready to listen to this one?
I'm ready.
My ex had been cheating, lying piece of shit.
Oh.
He deserved some karma. So when I saw him in the pub one night, I had an idea. You can report a drink driver anonymously and get a reward for it. Thing is, I knew he hadn't been drinking. I just wanted to mess with him. I called it in, gave his car details and waited. A few minutes later, blue lights flashed behind him. At first, I thought it would be a minor inconvenience breath test and fine, but then he lost it, started arguing, resisting, and when an officer tried to cuff him, he punched the guy straight in the face. Now he's facing charges for assaulting a police officer, resisting arrest and obstruction. The drink driving accusation was dropped, but it still doesn't matter. He's in deep trouble. I wanted to embarrass him and not get him in serious trouble, and I feel guilty as hell.
Oh, you motherfucker. Wow. I mean, you can't predict, obviously, what somebody's reaction's going to be, regardless if you know them or not. But I think, one, you've just wasted police time, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, yes, it would be an inconvenience to your ex-partner. But now, one, you've wasted police resources, and two, that's resulted in somebody being punched and assaulted, and now somebody being charged with assault.
Should he be charged with assault? If he's punched him, then he should be charged with assault.
Yeah, of course, yeah, 100%. Obviously, the man shouldn't have reacted like that.
No.
Definitely not. However, did you just look at my nipple?
No, but I have now. I'm fucking staring at them now.
It looked like you're staring at my nipples because you're like that.
No, I'm looking at them now.
I was like, have I got something on my tit? I don't know. Yeah, that's really weird. Anyway.
Now I can see you've got a nipple on. That's going to be distracted as fuck.
That's why I was looking, staring at my nipple. That's
so random.
That's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah. It's awful. It's awful.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't sound like it's awful because we're laughing, but that's, don't get me right, it's a confession. It's a great confession because it's making us think about it, isn't it? And it's kind
I don't think I'd sit in a pub and go, I need to get revenge. What am I going to do? She might have got a reward as well because you do get a reward, don't you? If you
do you?
Yeah, if you
financial?
Yes, if you grass up a drink driver, you get like money, a monetary reward.
No way.
You do.
I'm just going to sit in a pub, mate.
If you still do, let me check.
Nah, you can't.
I think you get like 100 quid if you get convicted.
Don't.
You do.
Fuck off. If they get convicted?
Yeah,
well, that's ages away.
West Midlands Police offer £200 reward in drink drive campaign. So they get a £200 reward if you report someone and they get convicted. I don't know if you could hear that, but he said in Derbyshire you can get rewards of up to £1,000.
In Derbyshire. Derby.
Cumbria, it's up to £1,500.
Let's all go to Cumbria for a night out
Mad, innit?
and stay sober.
You could just get your friends pissed and be like, right, guys, go and drive
That's
home.
terrible.
Christmas is sorted for me.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible, isn't it? That's horrible.
You know. Can you imagine being a landlord? You'd make a mint, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but then you'd have no customers because they'd all be incarcerated.
True. It's true.
So, yeah, you'd be fucking shitting on
You
yourself.
wouldn't need customers. Though.
What is our topic of conversation, please?
Oh, it leads nicely on, actually, because we wanted to discuss about the police and strip searching
Yes.
and trans police.
Who is strip searching?
So trans women, so transition
men
from
that dress up
man
as women.
to woman are now allowed to strip search females.
Men that dress up as women.
Yeah.
Let's just get that correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So trans women are now able to strip search females. You're dead against this, aren't you?
Fucking right, I'm dead against it. I have a daughter, and if a trans officer who was a man who now identifies as a woman could undress my daughter, I'd be going to prison for assault. I assure you, I would beat the fucking living shit out of them. And I don't care if that sounds like a threat. I would be dead against it. And I'm certain a lot of fathers would be. Get your fucking hands off my daughter. If you think you're strip searching my daughter, I'm going to bite every fucking finger that touches her off of you. I assure you.
So I agree with you, but just to play devil's advocate.
Oh, it enrages me. Like I'm actually like pent up.
So
What?
from that point, if that's your view, you are so you view all male police officers like that? So you wouldn't let any male police officer.
No.
So you've got a negative view of males, basically. So you're saying that they all have the potential to be predators because they're male.
No, not at all. No. I just think men search men, women search women, and then it eradicates any conversation.
Would you
like
have
that.
an issue with women searching men?
Yes.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Immediately.
fair then. That's fair.
Yeah, fucking immediately. Don't touch anything. It should be a man searching a man, a woman searching a woman.
Okay.
And I don't think trans and the not LBGTQ, no, the TQ plus bit on the end of that alphabet, that shouldn't be in police.
Okay. So Q is queer, which basically...
What's queer?
It's basically everything.
Apologies if that makes me sound...
It's basically anything that's not within the rest of them.
So like non-binary.
Yeah.
So that needs to be bracketed with the Q, blah, 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 blah bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's too difficult. It's difficult.
It's difficult.
So how the fuck can you justify a man that dresses up as a woman who is a trans person? How can you think that people are going to be okay with that? Please explain.
I just think
Are you okay with it? Are you okay with it? Yes or no?
If I was going to prison and I was being strip searched,
No, give me a yes or no answer.
would I
Are
be
you
okay with a
it?
bad strip
Yes
search?
or no?
No, I
Right.
wouldn't.
Producer, are you okay with it? Yes or no?
No.
Simple as that. No.
What
And
happens,
you can't justify it.
What happens if someone goes in there and there's no female officers available and there's
You
only
better
males?
fucking wait then, brother.
Do
you
they
better
not
wait
get
to
strip
touch me.
searched?
No, we'll wait.
Really?
We'll wait.
Okay.
That's the way it is. A man isn't allowed to strip search a woman
Okay.
in the police force or anything like that.
Or
Not
the other way
allowed.
around.
It's not allowed. When you go to an airport, you're not allowed to be searched by a man. It's a woman.
Really?
Correct.
Oh.
Vice versa. Why do you think there's men and women stood
You
there?
see, I wouldn't have an issue if they're there
But
to
you're not
do
being
a job.
strip searched.
No. This is what I mean. If they're there doing their job and their job is to strip search someone, I wouldn't just look at them and go, "That's a man
Fuck
and
away
that's a
from
woman."
me.
I really wouldn't. Like, I would. If a
I
man
would.
had to strip search me, a man had to strip search me. I wouldn't.
Ludicrous. What a
Really?
ludicrous thought.
Really?
I'd fight him for you.
I just don't see
I'm like, get
everybody
your
as
hands
a
off of my friend.
predator.
I don't see everybody as a predator, but if you want fucking equal rights, nah, we can't have equal rights when it comes to that.
What
I'm
about
afraid
like
you
when you
cannot.
go to hospital and you get like you've got a male doctor and a female doctor?
If consent's given and you're
Why
being,
is that different though?
because it's not in, I don't know how to explain that. I don't know.
Is it
If
because
consent was given, you go nuts. If I'm a father of my daughter and my daughter was being strip searched by a man and I gave consent, then of course, because I've given consent for you to touch my daughter. If I haven't given consent, you better get the fuck away from my kid. Otherwise, I'll fight you.
Why can that not be the same for police officers, though? Is it because of the power thing?
If there's consent, you go nuts.
Okay.
From the parent. But if there's not consent, you better fuck off, mate. You better fuck off and wait until a woman's present to touch my kid and strip search him, and you won't be in the fucking room.
Yeah, I think it's different when it's a kid.
You
but
will
I think
not be in the room.
From like a grown woman or a grown man, I think
I'd get my back up.
If you've done something wrong and you need to be strip searched, or not even if you've done something, you're suspected of doing something wrong.
You wait.
Oh yeah,
No, you wait.
I just don't see the difference between doctors and police officers. They're both there to do a job, and they should already have not respect, but they should already have the trust should already be in them to know that they are just going to do that job.
If you're putting yourself in a situation where you know you're going to probably have to be naked or expose yourself with a doctor, they always ask, would you prefer would you prefer a female or a male if you're a female? They always ask, are you okay that it's a male doctor?
Would you be okay
with okay if somebody else is present? Are you okay? Oh, I'm just going to step out so that you can make yourself comfortable, which is wild because they're about to look literally inside your vagina. But it's always very consensual and they ask you and they make sure that you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, whereas I can imagine, I've never been strip searched, so I don't know.
Whereas
but I can
if I
imagine
was
that it's quite
suspected of doing something, not convicted, suspected, and they just came in all guns a-blazing trying to strip search me, I'd be like, no, I want a male.
Yeah, I can imagine it'd be quite a traumatic experience to get strip searched anyway, so that would make it probably a lot worse.
So, okay, to answer your question, obviously, police I get are doing their job, and I get that. That's fine. You do your job, man. You got to uphold the law and do whatever you're told to do by your superiors. However, we still have rights. Even prisoners have rights, don't they?
Yeah.
Everyone has rights. So if you want to strip search me, if you want to strip search my daughter, that's going to be a woman, and only a woman in that room strip searching. And if you think a man's going to go in there and you think I'm not going to kick off, and I'm not saying I'm this big mean, I love a fight. I don't. I actively hate it, but I'll fight for that. I would fight for that.
I just think when you look at it that way, you're basically saying that men are an issue to women.
Not always, but
the majority of the time.
No, men search men, women search women. That's just how it should be.
Okay. Do
you not think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Devil's advocate to you. How do you answer that? Because you agree with me, and I'll put it to you. So are you saying that all men are an issue? Because I can't answer it. So yeah, you stumped me. So I'm wondering if you can.
I would have trust in a police officer of a male police officer. You would hope that you'd have trust in a male police officer,
you would,
like you do with doctors. You do with doctors.
But if they're doing it in an aggressive manner because they've suspected you of attempted murder, no.
It's just
a man undressing somebody and a woman undressing somebody, even if they're doing it in an aggressive manner,
it's fucking horrible either way.
Yeah.
But I think they've got a job to do, and I think the same with doctors. They've got a job to do, and you just let them get on with the job.
No, but in doctors, you're asked. Police, you should be asked. You should be asked.
Yeah.
Unless it's life-threatening.
Yeah.
And you need to get my daughter fucking naked, otherwise she'll die, then you do what you got to do. But if you think you're going to strip search her,
I suppose that's where the difference is, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
It's to... The doctor's there to help that person already.
Correct.
They're not there to find something wrong, like they've done something wrong.
Yeah.
That's probably the difference, to be fair.
Have you seen the trans police officer?
Yeah, I did.
It's ludicrous, right?
I did. And
what do you think? No, come on.
He basically looks like he basically she's fucking out.
You fucking motherfucker.
So I don't want to say you're only a trans person if you look like the gender you're supposed to be trying to look like. But that police officer looks like a very well-built man. Like a tall, stocky.
Could be a very well-built woman.
Women don't look like that, typically.
I just think.
No. He's like, she is like. They are like tall and stocky and very butch.
It's fucking wild, man. It's fucking stupid.
Like,
it's fucking stupid. That's going to cause friction in any situation. I don't give a fuck what you say, right? Even if I'm a criminal or not, and I'm cross and I'm thinking hot-headed because I'm in a situation and a trans police officer comes towards me and says, put your hands behind your back, I immediately use that as a weapon verbally to them. Immediately. That then causes friction.
I think, it's going to cause issues.
It causes friction and escalates the situation massively. Massively. No?
Yeah.
So what's already going to be an escalated situation anyway?
I mean, because of how big fuck's sake, because of how big they are.
It's stupid, right?
I think she would instantly say, what the fuck are you doing?
Why should we have to adhere to you getting stressed now in your language that you use just to appease somebody? Fuck off. If you think you're a woman, cool. But I don't have to call you that. You can think that you're a fucking frog.
I don't mind being respectful. I
know, but look how hard it is. And you are, and you're very respectful towards it. And that's lovely of you. But it's hard, man. I can't be fucked with it. I just want to talk.
Yeah.
And if I slip up...
It has gone wild. It's gone
If you
insane.
slip up in front of them, they'd have tore you a fucking new arsehole normally. Nah. Fuck off.
I have seen trans people online that do, like, discuss that and say, like, they don't care. If you get the pronouns wrong, you get them wrong, and that's it. It's up to you. They're not going to go home, sit and worry about it all day.
You're a cis woman. I'm not cis anything, you can. I'm just a woman or a man.
Cis just means biological. I don't find
stupid,
offense.
isn't it?
I don't find offense in that.
I know, but it's just
I am a cis woman.
You're just a woman.
But I'm a biological woman.
Yeah, you're a biological woman. Why do you have to be labelled as a cis woman? Fuck off. I'm just a woman or I'm just a man.
Yeah.
Why have you come up with a label for me? No, cunt. I'm a man. That's a woman. Leave me alone. You want to be a frog? Okay, sound. No problem.
Yeah. I get that. You don't want other people to
Yeah.
put labels on you.
Oh, but you're cis. I'm not cis. Fuck all, mate. Where does it say cis on anything? Nothing. Shut up. But it's just so much effort, isn't it?
Yeah.
I find it so frustrating to try and keep up with it. And I think, again, I have nothing against the trans community, but I think when it comes into political or justice, so like the police, I think that's where the line should be drawn.
Did you see that doctor, the gynecologist that got suspended?
A woman?
No, it was a male.
I'm going to talk to you about a woman in a second as well.
So there was a male gynecologist that got suspended for refusing to treat a transgender female.
So a man?
Basically, yeah. So she didn't have the parts that he was trained for. So he basically said...
So a man who thinks that they're a woman went to a gynecologist and said, you need to give me what, a smear test or something?
I don't know exactly the ins and outs.
How do you do that if they have a cock?
Exactly. So,
right, so you can't.
The doctor said that he was not qualified to look at whatever they wanted him to look at.
His dick.
And he got suspended.
Okay, well, that's ludicrous. Is it not ludicrous?
That's insane.
I'm a gynecologist. I look at vaginas and you have a dick. What the fuck what do you expect I do with your cock, mate? When I'm not trained in cocks, I'm trained in vaginas and you have a cock. You think you're a fairy, but you still have a cock. Fuck off. It's fucking dumb, isn't it? It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Oh, there was a woman, a nurse in Scotland, who I believe has been fired or currently on suspension pending further investigation because she raised a complaint because a trans nurse is now allowed to go into the female changing room where she gets changed, probably down into her underwear or maybe underwear off, to put on a nursing uniform. And she said, no, I don't think it should be allowed that a man is coming in and watching me get undressed.
But again, that's saying that all men are predatory. Because I've literally
you just want single sex spaces.
But I've just
That's
got changed.
Predatory.
I've just got changed in front of you, and I didn't give a shit because
but you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, exactly. Because,
and you know me.
Exactly. Because
if we're work colleagues and you don't know me and we're not comfortable with each other, would you have done that? No.
I don't know.
No, you wouldn't. Especially in a professional setting.
Yeah, no, not like in a professional setting.
Imagine when you worked for that call centre, would you have gone into a changing room in front of a man that you worked with and got your tits out?
I don't know.
No, but you wouldn't have.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't have.
She would have told Connor.
So this person, fuck you, Connor. This person is just saying that she's not comfortable with a trans person being in that room. So you either provide another room for them or they have to go into the males. And
I 100% think there should be men's toilets, women's toilets, and unisex toilets. And if you feel like
why?
I just think there should.
No.
Do you not think there should?
No.
Where were you putting the trans woman then? Are you going to put her in a...
Does she have a penis?
She's got a penis.
Right, so in the men's, because she has a penis.
So they would go into the men's.
Yeah.
So what about the other way around then? So if it's a trans man, so a female
woman.
to a male.
A woman.
They should go into the women's toilets.
Because they're a woman.
But they would look like They would embody a man's
Okay,
body.
but then if they then get confronted, they can go, I'm actually trans, but because I'm a woman, I'm in a woman's toilet, to respect same-sex toilets. Because sex and gender are not the same, right?
I just think we should have a neutral one.
Same-sex toilets are same sex as in women and men. So regardless of what gender you identify as, if you are a woman, you go into a woman's toilets, and if you are a man, you go into a man's toilets.
I just think we
We're
should
not
have
going on
a
about
neutral
gender
one.
here, we're going into sex. And there should be female safe only spaces, and there should be male safe only spaces. And we shouldn't try and differentiate and mix the two, because there are predators out there.
Yeah,
There are.
Yeah.
Male and female. More male, of course, and we know that, but there are predators out there. And if you want to be a predator and I want to dress up as a woman and I'm a predator and my name's Rachel.
I don't think
And
that. I think that's the issue, though. I don't think trans
But it could
people.
happen.
It could happen.
But it could happen, and I could be
But
a
it
predator.
could happen in any.
It could happen in any circumstance.
Yeah.
But if I walked into a female toilet dressed as I am now, immediately a woman would be like, "You're in the wrong room."
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I could be a predator, and then I could attack. I understand that, but if I was trying to hide that and kind of calm the situation down before I wanted to attack, why should people have to accept me because I now think I'm a woman? Why should women have to be okay with me being in their personal space? Same vice versa. Why should a man have to be okay with a woman being in their personal space? We should just have our own personal space.
I still think we should have a neutral one, because there are people that are transgender that not all transgender people are predators. They're not. They're just
no, they're definitely not.
They're just normal people that
Correct,
just
they
don't
are.
feel comfortable the
I
way
agree.
that they've been born. I think they should also be able to have a space that they can go to where they don't feel uncomfortable.
Who pays for that?
Whoever pays for the female and male ones.
I know, but that's just part of the building. It was part of the structure. So moving forward, do we start doing that? Because you can't add it in now. What if there's not space?
Yeah, I think it should be everywhere. I
Like
think
if you're in a pub and it's very limited space and you got male and female, how do you then add a neutral toilet? You can't. But then do you get called a transphobe because you can't add
well,
that
we
neutral
always
space?
have like disabled toilets. Maybe they could just go use. Well, they couldn't use
But
the
then no,
disabled.
you can't do
then they're
that
taking
because
it
what if
away
I'm
from-
disabled and I need that toilet? Like, so how do you do this?
I don't know how, but
Exactly.
I think we should.
And why
I
should
think-
we? Why
I
should
think
we
everyone has
cater?
the right to
Why
be
should we
comfortable.
cater to certain people by having to pay more money
Yeah,
to
but then
provide their needs?
You could say that about disabled people. Why are we catering?
Because they're disabled and they physically can't stand up and piss because they're wheelchair bound.
But yeah, these people like medically don't feel like
Medically, but
they
they're
were
not disabled.
born.
They're not disabled.
No, but they should still have the right to go and piss in peace.
They can go and
right.
piss in peace, go into a cubicle.
I'm not going to win, am I? I'm not going to.
No. I'm very happy to listen, but
I think we should just. I think that's the problem
I
solved.
think what
Neutral
should
toilet,
happen.
done.
All right, so if it has to happen, and everyone wants to feel happy, I think it should be cubicles everywhere. No urinals in males. It should just be cubicles only, and everyone has to go into a cubicle and close it and lock it so that they can then feel safe in space. But then that's still, if a predator's there, it doesn't matter.
I just think people have this misconception that every trans person must be a predator.
No. I think the way it's spoken about, it could very easily, obviously very easily be said and weaponized for sure. I categorically do not think that. But what I categorically do believe is that there should be women only and male only spaces. I categorically believe that, and I stand firm with that.
Yeah, I'm saying that as well, but just in the middle, we'll just have a neutral one. So
Yeah.
if you don't feel
But
like you
then,
can go into that.
Isn't it wild that people have to accept, they have to accept a trans person in their space? They have to. Otherwise, you'll get fired or you'll get disciplined.
I just think.
Why should I have to accept? But why should I have to accept that? Why should I have to? Why is that forced upon me to accept? Exactly. Right. So yes, I respect their decision of what they want to do with their body. I totally respect that decision and how they want to dress and how they want to be referred as. That's fine. But why should I have to accept it? And if I don't accept it, I get punished. That's what I find unfair about it.
My point is, like, you don't have to accept it. You just have to be respectful.
No, I do, because because if I'm in my changing room getting changed and they're there, I have to accept that they're there. I have to. What if I'm running late and I have to get changed and then that person's there and I'm not comfortable with that?
So a gender neutral would be
for the gender neutral maybe, but that's my argument there is, why should I have to accept?
I think that's my point. You don't have to accept it. You
do.
just have to be respectful.
In
and
workspaces you do.
But by putting these things in place,
Or
we're just respecting everybody.
Oh, no, I can't say that. Don't worry. I think there's very good arguments on both sides.
Yeah. It's really difficult. It's because it's so, like, it's not brand new, but it's so new and people don't know. The world is really fucking, like, you have to say certain things at the moment. Like the thing on Twitter calling people the R word and stuff. You can't say that anymore. And you can't upset anyone anymore. That's the issue, isn't it? You're not allowed to upset anyone because then you're deemed a horrible person.
Well, you're deemed as a far-right racist.
Or a far-right,
or
anything.
a far-right Islamophobe or a far-right transphobe. I'm not transphobic in any respect. And I think if you're happy and comfortable in your own body and you want to dress up as the other gender because that makes you feel better within yourself, I think that's amazing.
I just think people are not allowed to be offended anymore, and I think that's really
exactly
bad.
But I'm offended by somebody of the opposite sex seeing me get naked or get changed. That offends me.
And yeah, I get your point that's
so. Then why isn't that okay? That offends me. Why isn't that okay? What about my feelings? Oh no, I'm just deemed as a far right transphobe. But what about my feelings? No, do my feelings not matter?
Yeah.
I think they matter. No.
Just everyone should stop being offended. That's literally.
But it's true, isn't it? Like,
just stop.
So then why do we have to cater to their feelings? And we should. Everybody should be neutral to everybody. But what about the other person's feelings? So this nurse, for example, they're not comfortable with a trans. I don't even know which way it would be. A trans woman. A trans woman in that space. They're not comfortable with that, and they got penalised with it.
Yeah, I think that's not
that's
great,
ludicrous.
Is it? That's stupid.
It's ludicrous. But what about that woman's feeling?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you may have made that trans woman feel very uncomfortable and put them in a really awkward situation.
Do you know why that's ridiculous? Is because if there was another female in that room and she didn't want to get changed in that room with someone else, just another normal female, she wouldn't have got penalised.
Of course.
She wouldn't have done it. It was only because the person was trans.
No, she wouldn't have got penalised. She would have been like, look, stop being silly. This is a space for women and women only. This is your space. This is where you get changed, and you've known that for a long time. But the fact that this person was trans, that's why it's been escalated so much and pushed out into the press. Hence why we all kind of got information on it over whatever media outlets you watch. And that's why it's gained so much traction.
Yeah.
Hence, like the gynecologist.
Yeah.
Ludicrous. How the fuck do I check your vagina when you don't have a vagina?
Yeah, that's insane.
My job role is to check vagina.
And now that man's like not got a job. He's like not treating.
It's fucking
He's
dumb.
not treating people anymore because someone got offended.
Dumb. But that person who put that doctor in a position should also get some repercussions, and people been like, well, come on, mate. Like, come on. I have a vagina. So how do you propose we check?
Yeah.
How do you propose we check if you don't have a vagina? And if you can talk me through that, then maybe we'll adapt. Because you can't.
Yeah.
Fuck off. And if you can't argue against that,
no, I'm not.
Fuck
No.
Shit, like, it's mad.
That's insane.
It's too.
Some people take it too far, and it fucks it for everyone. So
I think
trans
you're right.
people would have been way more accepted if it wasn't pushed on people so hard.
I think you're right. So obviously, and it's the same in any respect, isn't it? So a select few ruin it for the majority. Mm-hmm. So there is,
and they're the stories that we see, and then that's when people go, "This is fucking stupid."
You know, you could use that in the context of far right. You could use that in the context of Islam. You have terrorists, and then you just have Muslims.
Yeah,
Muslims aren't all terrorists.
Exactly.
But there are a select few, that ruin it for the majority.
Yeah.
It's the same as you have far right who are racist and fucking think that they're Nazis and white supremacy, and they ruin it for people whose opinions are just on the right side.
Yeah.
That's all. No, I don't mean on, my side's right. I mean like right and left kind of wing opinion. It's really difficult. So you have people who dress up as women, call themselves trans. They may have done an attack and that's gone worldwide fucking viral, and then that ruins it for the whole trans community because of this one predator.
Yeah.
And it's like
difficult. With the men thing, isn't it? Like more men do crimes, and then every man gets tarnished with the same brush.
Of course,
it's the same thing.
It's like all men are predators and aggressive and horrible. Typically, men are more. That's just fact, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have testosterone. However, it doesn't mean we're all aggressive and fighters and want to fight all the time.
Yeah,
and,
I think it's the same for trans people as well. You do have some that are just in the wrong body, and that's
of course
just it. Medically, just not right. And then,
but then
there are people that go to a fucking gynecologist when they've got a cock.
But my thing, right? So I'll leave it at this, and then you can finish on whatever you want to finish on. My thing is whatever you identify as, whatever your religion is, whatever your beliefs are, whatever color you are, whatever race you are, anything, right? Your opinion is yours of that only. Okay. And whether somebody else agrees with you or not, your opinion is yours and their opinion is theirs. Whether yours is right or wrong or theirs is right or wrong. You can't hate somebody just for their opinion. That's just their opinion. Whether it's right or wrong, like you have opinions on things and I have opinions on things. I'm not a fucking idiot and I think I'm right about everything. That's just my own personal opinion. So you could go as far as saying, just because I respect you as a human being because you think you are a man or a woman, and I can't relate to, but I appreciate why you've done it and the reasoning behind it. I really do. There will be people out there who do not accept that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. I think I compare it to like religion as well. So I seen a TikTok of a woman was doing someone's nails, and the woman that was getting her nails done was fully highly religious, and she was saying to the woman like, do you go to church? And the lady said, no, I don't go to church, but I respect your beliefs. And the other woman was getting quite offended and saying, you should go to church. And then she started playing religious songs and asking the woman to join in singing. Then the nail technician was like, I'm really feeling uncomfortable. Like, I respect your views, but that's not my views. But if you want to carry on praying and stuff, that's fine. You continue to do that, but I'm not going to take part in that. And the other woman got so offended that she left. Okay. And I think it's like, it's a similar thing. So the trans people are the ones that are saying, you need to come and do this with me. You need to. I don't think they say you need to do this with me. No, I mean like you need to call me this and you need to call me that and you need to do that to respect me. And the other person's going, yeah, I respect you, but that's not my view and that's not my
and that should be okay
belief.
And that should be okay.
Yeah, it should just be okay.
It's the same as people who think they're they thems, and it's the same as people who call themselves Christians or Buddhas or Jews. That's okay, but if you don't appreciate or respect it, then that's my view.
Yeah.
And you have to respect that as well.
Yeah.
As me as a human being, I have my own views and opinions. It doesn't make me the devil. It doesn't mean I hate everybody. I don't hate anybody. I truly don't hate anybody, but I just have a different view.
Yeah.
And I think it's really healthy to debate and talk about.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like it's really, and I find it fascinating.
This has been a really good debate.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It is.
It's really fascinating because it's tough because there are people out there who just won't accept you don't think the way they think.
Yeah.
And they're the people I really enjoy talking.
Yeah.
I really enjoy talking. I'd love to get somebody on who's so far left.
Yeah.
Because obviously me and them would clash.
Yeah.
I'd love that because I think debating is very healthy. I'm not at the end of it. I'm not going to be like, you're a cunt, get the fuck off my podcast. I'm going to be like, I really enjoy that conversation and thank you so much for coming on. And that was amazing. But then I'd also like to get somebody who's like not far right as an extreme, but very far right, like the gent Chris, who I've shown you.
Yes.
Yeah. So his name's Chris. And I'd love to have him on the show and hear his opinions and views on why he's come to that. I think it'd be really interesting to debate, and whether you agree with them or not, it's interesting, isn't it? To hear different people's views and how they've come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
What their story has been to get them to the point they're at the moment. I think it's
Yeah. Well, anyway.
There you go.
Leave your views and opinions and in the comments below. And don't forget to check out the Patreon. Leave us a like. Give us a subscribe.
Yes.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Yes, we will. We love you. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.